Hey, this is Steve Horvath coming to you live from the Expo. Sitting here with, kind of a funny thing happened on the way to the booth today. I met somebody with the same last name. I'm sitting here with Joe Horvath from Skeeter, who I've never met before, but we're going to talk about some of the best bass boats made on the market.
Absolutely.
So what's new, what's hot with Skeeter for 2011?
You know, it's an exciting time for Skeeter right now. You know, we are owned by Yamaha, and Yamaha has a brand new offering out. It came out about a year and a half ago now. It's called the SHO. It's actually a four-stroke engine. Incredibly quiet engine, incredible responsiveness with the engine. We've never really had this type of torque available in a four-stroke product offering before.
Right, so now you're getting two-stroke performance out of a four-stroke motor.
That's correct. You know, Yamaha was pretty insightful. They knew that if we were going to bring a four-stroke engine to market and offer it to our bass boat customer, that customer demanded a high-performance engine. And if we were going to couple that with our bass boat, you know, we needed to have that instantaneous, responsive hole shot that we enjoyed with the two-stroke engine. Mid-range performance on this engine is just incredible. I mean, even in the 2,000 to 4,000 RPM range, you drop the hammer on that thing, it just rocks you back in your seat. It feels like a roller coaster ride. And, of course, you're not sacrificing anything at a high end. You still enjoy the same high speed that you would normally do in a two-stroke engine. The great thing is you're not feeding it any two-stroke oil. So it's kind of like your car. You have a dipstick, you check your oil, you feed it some fuel, put some ring free in it, get out on the lake and get after it.
Now, would you say that of all the boating customers out there, bass boaters are perhaps the most demanding because we want to go to heaven without dying? We want the fastest boat with the fastest hole shot that runs through the roughest water. Anything else that we ask for?
At a great price.
At a great price. There you go. And so tell me a little bit about the new Skeeters for 2011.
Yeah, one of the neatest things is I just mentioned the SHO engine from Yamaha. We actually had the luxury from Yamaha of having this engine a bit ahead of time before we released it for retail sale. And we developed what we call the FX Series hull. And the FX Series hull, we kind of did a little thing with the hull itself where we tweaked it, modified it a little bit to improve or enhance the performance of this new four-stroke offering. So while previous to the SHO introduction, our I-Class was our flagship, we introduced this FX tailored specifically for, or what we call power matched, directly to the hull. So the engine, the hull are developed for each other.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Now, Skeeter just does not have one-liner model series boats. They have for series for entry-level fishermen,
that's correct,
for semi-serious, for really serious, for let's break the bank series. You could probably design your own boat if you wanted to.
I think that's probably one of the most interesting things about my job. You know, I don't care what walk of life you come from, what your piggy bank looks like.
Right.
You know, we kind of have something for everyone. You know, whether you're the occasional angler where, you might take a lot of pride in your boat, you keep it in your garage and you break it out for 2 weekends out of the year. We have a product for you, and we can kind of turn up the heat a little bit. You might be the occasional tournament angler where you're going out maybe even up to a dozen tournaments in a season, or maybe fishing 2 circuits. Or maybe even into that semi-professional level where you're living the dream, and
absolutely,
you're regionally traveling outside of Pennsylvania and New York, maybe even into the Carolinas, right, Ohio, Indiana, or the Great Lakes, and you're exploring, what the possibilities are of a career.
As your wallet's emptying.
Well, that could be the case.
But if your wallet's not emptying, you should consider it as a career.
That is correct. But, that's the ironic thing about this is there is a little something in Skeeter's offering for everyone, even the family that looks into a fish and ski. We also have a saltwater series where if you're the bay angler, maybe you're chasing some stripers and some hybrids out there, and you're a coastal fisherman, or even the flounder fisherman.
Right.
So all walks of life, musky fishermen. I don't want to leave the multi-species guys out as well.
No, you can. A walleye doesn't know what the boat looks like either.
That's right.
You can catch walleye, muskie, As a bass fisherman, I've caught all them by accident out of my boat.
Absolutely.
So for you guys to be able to design a boat to be able to go do that or to handle that multi-species type of fisherman is also a great thing.
Yeah. And like I said, I mean, it's interesting. It makes my job really interesting because I come in contact with a lot of people from a lot of different angles at this fishing, and it's really neat because we all have the same thing in common.
Absolutely.
We're all anglers. And the neatest thing is that each specific segment of our product offerings at Skeeter are tailored toward that particular species. And, we have a dealer at the show here today, Town Marine,
right,
who I've really had the pleasure of working with. He stocks a lot of product, and that's one of the things that makes my job easy.
Right.
As you saw our booth, we have a nice complement of Skeeter product down there.
Absolutely.
And we cover about 3 of those segments in that offering here at this show. And it's interesting because, just within striking distance, probably an hour drive of any of these areas here, you're going to find yourself in some pretty nice water to fish.
Absolutely. And one of the comments I had made to the folks from Town Marine earlier was, I'm going to say they're 2 hours and 45 minutes from my home, let's say. I see a lot of boats from Town Marine in my area. People do drive. They will drive for a better product. A product that they know that the manufacturer stands behind. And I do see a lot of their boats down in my area around the Delaware River where I do a lot of my fishing. And people want good product, good price, and I really think Skeeter is a company that for a long time has stood behind their product.
Well, we do. We take a lot of pride in our product, and as a representative here, representing the fine folks at Skeeter, all the families involved with manufacturing the product themselves. We not only build a product, we use a product.
Right.
We all personally live the lifestyle, and it puts us in touch with the angler and what the needs are of the angler. And, there we were. We just covered about 6 segments of product there with different needs. Everything from saltwater to freshwater and to deep lake water, if you will. As we speak here today, the Bassmasters Classic is going on down in New Orleans. And
I didn't qualify again this year.
Really?
But
I had the same problem.
Then again, I didn't show up for any of the tournaments.
It might have had a little something to do with it.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
Exactly. That's lack of talent notwithstanding. I just didn't have the time to fish this year. That's what I'm going with anyhow. That's what I go with every year.
You touched on the dealer. Let me kind of get back to that point.
Absolutely.
One of the things that we do at Skeeter, we're kind of blessed with all this product that we just talked about.
Right.
We're blessed with some engineering specifications. We do some different things at Skeeter. We believe we've not only the first bass boat, but we are the best. And we are engineered like no other. That's our credo, if you will.
Right.
And we kind of do the same thing with our dealer network. Not only we put a lot of pride in our product and put our money where our mouth is, if you will, by standing behind our product, but the same thing with our dealer network. We don't have a dealer on every corner.
Right.
You mentioned that 2 hour and a half or 2 hour and 45-minute drive. One of the things that we do is we're real conscious of our dealer network and not overextending ourselves. We don't want to, we want to make sure that we have a dealer that has a lot of product on the lot so that when a customer pulls in, it's not a question of, hey, do you have this? It's, do you have this in that color?
Right.
And it's kind of a neat deal. Like, for instance, you and I you were 2 different fishing styles, probably 2 different likes and dislikes, and probably 2 different colored tow vehicles.
Exactly.
So if yours was green and mine was red, we're probably looking for specific boats that would match our style.
But that's why I bought a white truck, so virtually any boat would match.
And I have a black one.
Exactly. There you go. We have the same last name, folks. But something else I wanted to talk to you about is what do you, as a person in the boating industry, see in the way of trends? What is the public looking for right now?
We touched on that a little earlier, I think. During the economic challenges that we've all gone through, I think folks have gone through a myriad of ideas about where they would like to be in terms of product, and can we afford it's the boating lifestyle, the outdoors lifestyle.
Right.
And we're starting to see a lot of folks actually purchasing product and using it around home more. Instead of taking the extravagant vacation or the cruise or the extended stay somewhere. Our challenge has been to freshen product up.
Right.
Honestly.
Fresh,
that's the
new.
trend.
Yes.
The trend is that every, say, 3 years, we sort of offer maybe not so much new colors, but the boat themselves with the enhanced interior and something that's exciting for folks to see at the boat show. They come out, they look, and they say, wow, that's a lot different than that one that we decided to hold on to for 10 or 12 years.
Right.
We've kind of lost touch with what they actually are doing down there at Skeeter, and the folks in Kilgore, Texas that build these boats are extremely good at what they do.
Oh, absolutely.
And the trend is to freshen things up, moving in the right direction. We just talked about the SHO engine. Engine technology is huge. We're trying to not only offer things at a very affordable price, but to offer things that last and that are economical for folks to use. So our thought process is that if it's less expensive for you to use, chances are you're going to use it more often. It's going to be more enjoyable for you to use.
Right.
And we just believe that that's a direction of our industry. We believe in technology, putting our money where our mouth is, so to speak, where we're developing products that last and that are affordable to use, and they're enjoyable to use.
Well, Joe, I want to thank you for coming. Folks, come visit Joe Horvath or the other good folks at Town Marine in their booth during the show this week. I'm sure if you have any questions about Skeeter boats, in any of their product lines, that Joe or one of the fine folks at Town Marine would be able to answer those questions for you.
It'd be our pleasure.
Joe, I want to thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Remember, folks, come out to the show. We're here until 7 tonight. Tomorrow, we're here. Let's get the cheat sheet out. 10 to 5. That's going to be your last chance. You don't know what you're missing.